Welcome back to Can We Talk with Juel, the only podcast where the chaotic, my coffee is strong, and the world is always giving season finale energy every week. Where your host is running on prayer and satire, but somehow you all keep tuning back in for some more of my rants and comedy hours. So I love you guys too. And shout out to our sponsor, fundraisingcup.org, where we raise money for real causes, not like Congress, who raises money to fight about whether 2 plus 2 equals 4. But if you're going to lose your mind, I say at least fundraise while you do it. So let's jump on in because, baby, the news hit us this week like a flying shopping cart in a Walmart parking lot. Starting with local news, aka America, go sit in the Time Out corner. Appeals court considers $1 million penalty for Trump. Yes, first up, an appeals court is considering that $1 million penalty for Trump over that lawsuit against Hillary Clinton. One judge basically said, "Sir, this lawsuit violated federal court rules, common sense, and my personal peace." One judge wrote a scathing 104-page dissent about redistricting in Texas. 104 pages, guys? Sir, that's not a dissent. That's a research paper, APA formatting and citations included. And he further said the majority opinion was, and I quote, "pernicious judicial misbehavior." Translation? Y'all messy, real messy, borderline trifling. And then we have Trump announces he's terminating TPS for Somalis in Minnesota. Minnesota said, "Sir, that's half of our Uber drivers. Who's going to take us to Target? Better yet, how are we supposed to get to the airport now, sir?" And in Ukraine, let's talk the peace plan, the HOA version. The Ukraine peace plan, child, Lord have mercy. The administration came out with a 28-point plan that critiques, they're basically saying it's way too favorable to Moscow. 28 points? That's not a peace plan. That's an HOA agreement, guys. What are we talking about? They're meeting again in Geneva because nothing says peace like expensive Swiss tap water. And the appeals court blocks rapid deportation expansion. So, meanwhile, Supreme Court said, "Texas, you can keep your congressional map for now." And the lower court said, "Racial bias." Supreme Court said, "We don't see it. Must be invisible ink." And, have you guys heard about Marjorie Taylor Greene resigning? Yes, she's resigning to pursue her true passion, yelling beyond the pale blue clouds. We wish her well. And, what about the Port of Los Angeles ship fires? A fire I think it was on a container ship, forced evacuation. Officials say it's substantially contained. What does that mean? Which I guess in government language is it probably might still blow up, but we're just tired. So go inside and pray about it. And moving on into international news, aka the Earth needs a time out. Let's talk about Generation Z riots in Mexico and Nepal. Generation Z in Mexico and Nepal said, "We're rioting today. You all better fix it. fix the planet, and a global revolution organized exclusively through TikTok drafts and Discord servers. We have been told that for years the revolution will not be televised, but they never said it would not be live streamed by influencers with ring lights. By the way, we love the geographic consistency. Keep it up, guys. And Trump meets up with the Saudi crown prince this past week. He met up with Prince Mohammed bin Salman at the White House. Big wins included $1 trillion in investments, tanks, F-35s, AI deals, and civil nuclear energy cooperation. Basically, enough to make your LinkedIn feed explode. Trump even declared Saudi Arabia a major non-NATO ally while rolling out the black tie dinner and military honor guard, all while defending MBS like a reality show judge giving a standing ovation. Diplomacy? Done. Style points? 100. The rest of us just trying to pay our electric bill. And Iran ends the IAEA inspection agreement. Yes, the IAEA says we need information on your enriched uranium. Iran replied, we need y'all to mind your business. Iran basically told the IAEA, y'all want precise information? You want transparency? Well, guess what? We're done. Agreement terminated. Iran basically ghosted the entire nuclear monitoring world, left them on red. Wow. And the U.S. is pushing Ukraine to sign a peace deal by Thanksgiving. Meanwhile, the U.S. government told Ukraine, sign this or no more intel, no more weapons. This is not diplomacy. This is parental Wi-Fi punishment. Nothing says diplomacy like emotional blackmail. Just saying. And an update on the G20 summit in South Africa. At the G20 summit, leaders adopted a declaration, of course, without the U.S. president present. China walked in like, don't worry, guys. Since y'all skipping class, we running the group project now. And over in the Middle East, there's tension. Gaza is still suffering. Israeli strikes killing dozens. UN says at least 67 Palestinian children were killed during the ceasefire. Ceasefire where people still dying? That's not a ceasefire. That's a lunch break. Settlers also launched an arson attack. At this point, the world just needs therapy. And in Brazil, Bolsonaro arrested. Yes, Brazil's former president, Bolsonaro, got arrested for damaging his ankle monitor. Sir, why are you trying to escape a 27-year sentence with the same strategy toddlers use to avoid bedtime? What are we doing here? And the China-Japan trade warnings, guys. China accused Japan of threatening armed intervention over Taiwan. Japan said, chill, we didn't say that. China shot back, well, it felt like you did. The U.S. is in the back eating popcorn, economists are crying over supply chains, and Taiwan is just screaming, please stop arguing about me like I'm not in the room. So basically, Pacific Ocean drama, billion-dollar edition. The markets are panicking, and China and Japan are basically reenacting a high school hallway argument, but with billion-dollar implications. And over in Canada, did you guys hear about the grizzly bear attack? 11 injured, 3 school kids. Only in Canada, guys, can a bear attack happen, and the government still apologizes. The bear said nothing. Apparently he was in his villain era. And the UK asylum rules changing. New rules may create one of the longest paths to settlement. Basically, welcome to the UK. Please fill out these forms until your great-grandchildren arrive. So if you're seeking asylum, the good news is you'll be safe. The bad news, You'll be doing paperwork till 2031. And that brings us to health news, aka I miss when medicine was just tea and a prayer. The biopharma exec was sentenced 7 years over fake COVID tests. Finally, someone went to jail for COVID scams. Not the billionaires, but hey, we'll take what we can get at this point. We'll call it progress. You see, not everybody gets away with fraud, just billionaires. And by heart formula lawsuit. I don't know if you guys heard of the By Heart Formula Company. Well, families are suing them of botulism spores because apparently even the baby food is revolting and tired of us. So ladies, back to the drawing board and rev up them pumping stations. And RFK Jr. versus CDC. RFK Jr. made CDC remove language saying vaccines don't cause autism. But CDC left an asterisk, like, we're only doing this because he made us do it. It's okay, guys. The truth does set us free. And, H5N5, bird flu fatality. Guys, Washington State recorded the first human death from H5N5 bird flu. At this point, I'm convinced Earth is just sending us eviction notices. It's a wrap. And what else do we have in health news? The FDA limits Duchenne gene therapy. Teen deaths and liver issues, FDA said, is the cause. So pack it up. Pack it all the way up. And ACA subsidized might expire. The premiums could skyrocket, and America said healthcare, optional. Medical bill said you thought. Translation, Obama gave you healthcare. Congress trying to take it back like a jealous ex. And we have Ziploc sued for microplastics. Ziploc, we store your food. And consumers said, and apparently microplastics do as well. Dawn dish soap news. So apparently Dawn dish soap, yes, you know that blue stuff we all trusted to clean oil-soaked ducks in commercials? Yeah. It apparently has ingredients linked to cancer risk. Dioxane, ethylene oxide, mystery fragrances, basically a whole toxic cocktail. Nobody ordered. So while you're over here scrubbing your pot like a responsible adult, your soap is whispering, girl, I'm cleansing your dishes and testing your immune system. But rest easy. Experts say it's fine. As long as you don't drink it, marinate ribs in it, exfoliate your face with the Ultra Platinum Power Clean. And Dawn is out here like, I'll fight grease, and maybe you too. With that said, yes, it's time to fly right into the travel news. Guys, you know, this is my favorite section because your favorite travel agent is out here planning your next VIP excursion and protecting you from that chaotic debris of the world. You know where you can find me at fundraisingcup.org/Juel. Let's plan that bucket list together while the TSA charges you $18 for scanning your eyeball. And so what do we have here? First up, the Thanksgiving holiday travel chaos. We have the TSA ID verification fees to talk about, the FAA warnings, and everything else that makes you question why you didn't just buy a staycation. Let's talk about the Thanksgiving travel chaos first. So, because nothing says holiday spirit like being trapped in line behind a man arguing with TSA about removing his belt. Yes, and the lines are longer than your last situationship. We have the TSA biometric ID fee, $18, guys. They are proposing a biometric ID program for $18. So you can scan my eyeballs, baby, for $18. You better moisturize them too. And the FAA Venezuela airspace warning. So apparently, the FAA warned about flying over Venezuela. Hazardous situation. Airlines are canceling flights left and right. So if your flight is to Caracas, still says that it's on time, that's not confidence, that's denial. And we have the Port of LA fire impact on shipping. The delays incoming. Your Christmas gifts, well, maybe we'll see them in March. And in New Zealand, there is a golden visa boom. Americans are running to New Zealand. Like, take us, please. We promise we'll behave. Well, mostly. And there is an airline merger, guys. Republic and Mesa. Huge merger with 1,250 flight delays. In other words, you still have no legroom. And Alaska Airlines is launching a Seattle to Rome flight. Finally, a flight where you can fall asleep in Seattle and wake up craving pasta. And that brings us, guys, to the weather news. Phoenix had a hailstorm. Yes, you heard me correctly. Phoenix, y'all. The place where ice normally evaporates before it touches the ground. God said, surprise, are you still waiting on signs in heaven? And speaking of divine judgment, let's meditate on some religious news. So we have the Texas governor restricting Muslims twice. 2 restrictions in 1 week. Yes, 2 times. Sir, please log off. Texas said, we don't do subtle discrimination. We do express shipping, apparently. And mass abductions in Nigeria. Over 300 taken. Earlier, 25 girls taken. This is devastating. Tragedy on top of tragedy due to religious belief. We pray for justice, protection, and peace. We pray for their safe return. And since we're on the topic of justice and protection, you know that's going to roll us right into targeted individual news. You know, guys, this segment is very challenging to do, if I had to be transparent with you guys, because it always raises systemic red flags whenever we talk about targeted individuals. And we obviously know that this is happening. It is real. But for whatever reason, the system goes off when you mention it like, oh, but we just don't want people to know about it. Well, anyway, we're going to talk about it because we believe our community needs to know what's really happening out here on these streets. We want you all to learn the signs and speak to your children about these monsters among us. So let's start with a missing Louisiana teen that was rescued from a Pittsburgh basement after police say Keyshawn Crumity, 26, lured her on Snapchat, hid her in a box, and sexually assaulted her for a week. A SWAT raid found her, and Crumity is jailed without bond on trafficking and assault charges. And then we have the Celeste Rivas case. I don't know if you guys heard about that one, but it's very tragic, disturbing, and ongoing. Her disappearance, connection to David, the singer, I'm not sure if his name is David or D4VD. Please, no offense to be taken. But the body was found in a Tesla trunk. This case has shocked the nation and is like a horror movie we didn't consent to watch. Investigations are ongoing. No arrests have been made yet. God, please grant justice in that child's case. And then, I know you guys must have heard about this. 2 Texas men plan to invade a Haitian island. Yes, their plan? Kill the men, traffic the women and children. So basically, pure evil. Where have we seen this before, guys? I just can't put my finger on it. Anyway, lock them up, please. and throw the island at them. And some good news to finally report. Operation Home for the Holidays. 122 kids found. Thank you, U.S. Marshals and federal agents. Thank you, law enforcement, and thank you, God. Okay, and, we're going to start talking about signs of occult targeting each week. To the victims out there, we're sharing these signs and practices not to scare you, but to protect you. It's important for you all to be aware of these predators that watch and prey on victims. So every week, we will highlight one area of interest to zone in on in this section. This week, we will just start with a reminder of key indicators to watch out for when being targeted by occult. Some of which include melted red candle wax, not Bath and Body Works, guys, tampered personal items, buried occultism items around your home, compromised food and drink, voodoo dolls, redirected packages, repeated car problems, including and not limited to almost near accidents, repeated damages to your tires, foul vehicle smells around the corridor of your door frame, and hidden GPS trackers and modifications to your very own vehicle navigation systems and charging stations. So if any of these red flags resonate, please feel free to contact us at fundraisingcup.org Juel and select spiritual consultation. We're protecting our communities with knowledge and wisdom. Okay, guys, and so the time has come for my random thoughts. Because the universe refuses to let Earth have all the drama, NASA just dropped some fresh cosmic tea, guys. They recently shared new images confirming again that, yes, it's a comet. But nothing in 2025 can just behave normally. The comet has unusual features and what they're calling non-gravitational acceleration, which is NASA's professional way of saying it's moving funny and we don't know why yet. Scientists are currently debating this 3-eye atlas, about to crash the group chat, and it'll be closest to the Earth on December 19, 2025. Just in time for the holidays, wouldn't you say? So if your Christmas tree starts glowing or Alexa starts speaking comet language, listen, that wasn't in the warranty, but take note, history might need you. And the 10-year-old that drove himself home. I don't know if you guys heard about that news, but that was on my mind. A 10-year-old drove himself home after a fight with his mom. The boy said, "Y'all are dysfunctional. I'm driving myself." Dad got arrested because apparently the universe picks its targets at random. And Nicki Minaj addressed the United Nations. First female rapper ever. UN delegates were seated like, is that Roman? Please don't mess this up for us. Anyway, congratulations, sis. You certainly made us proud with this rant. We encourage you to keep paving the way and speaking up on these topics that matter the most for targeted victims and religious freedom. And, did you guys hear that nursing is going to be removed from the federal professional degree list? Not eliminated, but financial aid rules changed. Shortage incoming. Pay might go up. America said nurses aren't professional. And nurses said, say that again while I'm holding this IV in my hand. Just to give you an idea of a few of the other jobs disappearing, they include cashiers, data entry clerks, drivers, watch repair techs, basically everything except influencers, because apparently that survives nuclear winter. And an ex-cop in Boston wins a $1 billion harassment case. The jury says she was unfit for a job. Pause. Why is it any time a woman speaks up, she's immediately deemed unfit or incompetent? I'm just asking for a friend. Each time a woman wins a significant lawsuit like harassment, or I don't know if you guys recall that invasion of privacy case where they were watching this woman in a hotel with hidden cameras, it just gives other women a glimpse of hope to continuing to fight some of these battles behind the scenes, to expose what's really happening, not just on the job, but, you know, in real life with cruel and wicked, weird people. But this is what's happening behind the veil, and, you know, congratulations to her for winning her lawsuit. In Brooklyn, a man returned home to a shocking surprise. His apartment had been house-jacked. According to his viral video, the locks were changed while he was at work. All his furniture and belongings were gone, and in their place were dozens of children's-sized bunk beds. Reports say anywhere from 14 to 32. That's a wide range. The man's bewildered reaction caught online attention, sparking discussions about property misuse in New York City. He since shared his story in interviews and even started a GoFundMe to recover from the bizarre ordeal. What's striking is that this story, like this, when I see stories like this, people being set up or taken advantage of by those with more authority or resources, it seems like more of them are coming to light now. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. We're here for it, though. It's a reminder to pay attention and hold systems accountable. So kudos to him for, you know, immediately recording what he sees. You know, Auntie Juel always tells guys, get your receipts, guys, and expose what's being done behind the scenes. And there is a RICO lawsuit against racist nightlife cartel, which will move forward, guys. Yes, Black businesses winning a RICO lawsuit against a racist nightlife cartel. I did say cartel, right? For nightclubs? What are y'all doing? Smuggling overpriced bottle service? Anyway, we're talking threats, recordings, a good neighbor agreement that was bad, Black businesses systematically pushed out, and the judge said, yeah, this is a whole conspiracy right here. I say if it looks like smoke, there's probably fire. We hope more judges are brave enough to stand up against these powerful regimes and hold them accountable publicly. And Candace Owens back in the news, claiming the French president is trying to assassinate her. She said a reliable French official told her so. Ma'am, yes, we believe you. And we even tried to forewarn you in prior podcasts weeks in advance. We will keep praying for your covering, sister, and protection. The truth is often met with heavy resistance, slander, and worst case scenario, attempts on one's life. Yet, we must fearlessly answer the call when chosen. And so we understand, Candace, and you will be held in our prayers. Guys, you know what time it is. Poll break. All right, y'all. This week's votes are in on LinkedIn, where political satire meets nervous breakdown. Let's take a quick peek at what you all had to say. Let's look at the poll recap. So in our first poll, voters made it very clear in figuring out where to start for a new position in cybersecurity at 50%, which tracks because cybersecurity feels like walking into IKEA with no map. So I get it. And for those of you who have not seen our recent podcast about starting in cybersecurity with Sir Jamie, please check it out. It's a really good one. That's where this poll was taken from. Anyway, building the right skills came in at 33%, completely fair. The skills list looks like Avengers roll cast. And finding mentorship and confidence plus imposter syndrome tied at 8%, meaning some folks are out here just raw dogging career changes with vibes and prayer. Kudos to you guys. And moving into the next poll, what's really going on this week? Here's what people had to say, drag them the most from last week's What's Going On podcast. 20% said the news said gotcha. And it was pretty much in a three-way tie with this week dragged me, and Bill said surprise. But a stunning 40% of you said that chaos never clocks out. So the undefeated heavyweight champion of everyone's life, chaos 1, humanity 0. And finally, the last podcast poll was on the government shutdown feeling. America was apparently fine-ish, but also not okay at all. We have 36% of you said you were unbothered and booked. Tied with the same amount feeling confused and clutching snacks. We have a 9% that was panicked and Googling what's a CR. And 18% of you were already planning to move, which is honestly relatable. Shout out to the poll crew. You guys all showed up, clicked buttons, and exposed your struggles. And most importantly, you made me laugh. From figuring out where to start, to chaos never clocking out, to unbothered and booked. Thank you for voting, sharing, and keeping these polls way more entertaining than they should be. And that, family, is what went on this week. Chaos, confusion, fire, bears, lawsuits, international drama, Candace Owens, dodging spies, TSA asking for $18, Nicki Minaj addressing the United Nations, and hail in the desert. This episode is brought to you by fundraisingcup.org, because after this news cycle, we all need support. I'm Juel, your host. Stay safe, stay aware, stay prayed up, and stay laughing. Because if we don't laugh, we're going to cry. And remember, it's not paranoia if they're really out to get you. Love you all. Bye. Hello,